portrait stuff. You're gonna want that that huge subject separation with the buttery smooth background and the bouquet all over the place. And for landscapes, you want less of that. You want everything to be in focus. You want the foreground, the midground, the background. You want everything to kind of blend nicely in focus and take it all in. So yes, I think Aperture Priority is the best way to sort of hone your skills and really recognizing how to tell a story in day-to-day photography or in your preferred genre. And what I like about attacking photography in that way is you start to realize what you can, which is important, and more important, can't do. And that'll lead you directly into to shutter priority, which is the second of the manual modes, or is it automatic modes? Second of the automatic modes. And right after you sort of grasp the concept of, okay, what's my goal here? Do I want to separate my subject from what else is going around to tell a story? Or is my subject inclusive of everything? Once you get past that, then you sort of have this discussion. What if I incorporate movement to tell a story? And when you're talking movement, now you're talking shutter priority. Is it a landscape? Well, you know you're gonna want to have a real slow shutter speed and have it on a tripod to get a well exposed image, right? And then are you talking a portrait out in the street, or the person's doing whatever they're doing? Well, you're gonna want to learn how to freeze action, right? So here's where you're taking that decision from Aperture Priority and elevating it to another level. Let me freeze this person, I don't know, throwing this pizza up. So not only are you freezing the hand motion with the person throwing the pizza up, but you've got subject separation. And before you know it, your pictures look like you a pro, son. And then all your friends are gonna be like, what? So yeah, I think Aperture Priority is a good place to start. And this does not mean that Shutter Priority isn't also a good place to start, because it depends on what you're shooting as well. If you're out doing a lot of action things, you're shooting people in the park running around, or a game, or you're shooting cars drifting or go-karts, then Shutter Priority is your main thing. But yes, either of these modes I think is a super dope place to start, and they lead into each other. And Aperture and Shutter are 2/3 of what we call the exposure triangle. And once you figure out these two and how they play nice together, the other one is it's the easiest thing in the world, and that's your ISO, right? That completes your exposure. And what I probably should have mentioned in the top of the video, when doing Aperture Priority or even Shutter Priority work, you really want to set your ISO to auto. And reason being, I never quite understood why on some cameras the ISO in Aperture Priority is set to a manual setting. It kind of defeats the purpose. Like, no, you're using Aperture Priority because the only decision you want to make is depth of field.